Nowadays, life is intertwined with technology. Let's figure it out. Welcome to Life, Tech, and Sundry. Previously on Life, Tech, and Sundry. Just give me the other definitions, please.
Niche can also be used as a noun to mean a shallow recess, especially one in a wall.
Yeah, it's repeating itself. So.
Yeah, just stop it.
Is
Okay.
that the meaning you were looking for?
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, you don't have to be
Here's an example
polite.
of Niche being used in a sentence.
Don't be polite. Just say, okay, Google, stop.
In China.
Hey
Do you
Google,
want to hear how?
stop, please.
Don't be nice.
Why?
Don't be nice. They don't like it when you be nice.
I like being nice.
No, but he don't like it to be
You
nice.
don't like it, they can't feel anything. And now, back to the show. Salutations. Welcome back from the break to Life Tech and Sundry. At the moment, Mr. J had to step away and take care of business. Now, it is I, Marcos, and Alan. Salutations,
Yes,
Alan.
sir. What's going on, buddy? It's great to be back from the commercials.
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah, man. So I think we're moving on to the next segment of our podcast, which is food, and almost there to the goal line of anime. So, starting with the food segment.
Yes.
Starting with the food part, do you want to share any food related business or situations or lunch, breakfast, or dinner events that you had during the week?
Well, for continuity, words are hard. For continuity, today is November 2nd, and we recorded our first part of this podcast on the 31st. And that day is, as everyone knows, in the United States, is Halloween. And for me, we had a home cooked meal. We had well, how do you call those, flautas?
Oh yeah, flautas, nice Mexican dish.
A Mexican dish. There we go, with shredded lettuce, onions, a bit of avocado, and Mexican fried tortillas with either cheese or chicken.
So you had it preparados, basically.
Yes.
All right, that sounds delicious, bro. Did you have that like with something else? Like, did you have it with
Salsa.
soup?
Homemade
No,
salsa and
No, I
chicken
know the
noodle
salsa
soup.
part. There you go. That's what I wanted to know. Usually, for our listeners out there that probably have had or have been invited to a Mexican household or have gone to like somewhere where Mexican food was plentiful or made, usually flautas, especially when they're preparados, with the way Marcos was explaining with the lechuga, which is basically lettuce, salsa, homemade salsa, not the chunky type, obviously. The aguacate, which is avocado, queso fresco, usually, which is cheese, and
an assorted of
crema.
cheese and chicken sometimes. Yeah.
Right. I mean, usually flautas are made with the chicken filling or the cheese filling, depending on what the situation is, you know?
Yes.
What else? I mean, other people might do tinga, which is a spicy chicken. And again, every person is gonna make flautas a little bit different depending on what part of Mexico they're from, or the tradition in their household or their family. So the recipe really varies from place to place. As far as I guess where my cousin and I come from, at least for our relative household, or I guess situation in our family, we'll have our flautas and usually preparados in that way, shape, or form, and then we'll have something to accompany it. In this case, it usually is sopa or soup or caldo, basically. In your case, it was it was a chicken noodle soup, right, for you?
Yes.
Nice, buddy. And was the salsa verde or rojo?
Rojo. It was a little bit smoky, and it wasn't
Oh,
even it wasn't even
nice.
the red one. It was a different kind of chili. It looked reddish, but my mom didn't. She called it something else, and we ate it on leftovers. The salsa itself. Not even we had on Sunday we had some eggs and all those things. We had some salsa with that with those eggs from the
Oh, that
flautas.
must have hit delicious, bro. Oh man, I can imagine, dude. Uh,
For me it's not the over easy one, the one where you flip it once, turnover, I think they're called.
no, over easy is the flipped over ones. Again, for eggs, usually you get scrambled, you get fried hard, where you crack the yolk and it's fully cooked through. Then you have it over medium, where you cook the egg and you flip it and you cook it in such a way where it's almost fully cooked, but there's still a little, uh, liquid yolkiness to it. And then over easy is when you cook it, flip it, and you cook it not too long, where the egg is still liquid, or the yolk is still liquid.
That one.
The yolk, yeah, that's over easy. And then obviously you can also have the sunny side up,
Which
another
is
classic,
which is
which
what
is you cook it on one side and you leave it there to cook on one side, evenly, and you keep the yolk relatively loose, but you don't flip
pristine,
it at
if you
all.
say, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still intact. You just don't flip it, and it looks like a beautiful sun. That's why it's
Yeah,
called sunny side up.
sunshine.
There you go. Yeah, so that's awesome, dude. You had that with some salsa. Oh, that must
And
have been
some
delicious,
hot
bro.
chocolate
Oh,
from
nice, nice.
abuelitas,
Of course, of course.
grandma's, the Mexican one.
Yes, of course. That would be weird if you had something different, right? Little Hershey's in the bottle.
No, it was hot chocolate, and not foam, just
Obviously.
Mexican style hot chocolate. And is
Gotcha,
that a
gotcha.
commercial? The one that they have the bar over there that you just dip the hard chocolate into the water.
I think so. I've never seen it over here, and again, I haven't been in Mexico for a while, so since like 2 years ago or whatever the case. So
You've been closer
and
to
TV
Japan than to Mexico. You've gotten more.
no, well, it was 2018. I went to Mexico in September for about a week and a half or so, and I went in September, which it was in and around the time of the Mexican independence. So I actually got to be there during Mexican independence, and it was awesome, bro. So TV was the last thing on my mind to be doing
Yes, yeah,
while I
I
was
agree.
there, because
Yeah, I
there's
agree.
so many other, like, there's so many events and so many things to like go out and do, and obviously food, and of course it was 2018, no COVID, and it was just,
Pre-COVID, yeah.
yeah, it was just an amazing experience because all the food that I tried to stuff my face with was great.
I remember
Oh
when you and
man.
I went. We didn't go exactly together, but we met up over there and we went go karting. Remember that one?
Yeah, I do remember. That was
That's been
awesome,
10 years ago already.
Man, it's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute. Do you know that place shut down, unfortunately?
It was like straight down the road from our grandma, right?
Yeah. It was on the same block, but just on the
Like
opposite
a
end.
freaking mile away or more.
Bro, but it was amazing. Like, it was a great time to be alive, you know?
I swear, I had the slowest go kart. I think I was the heaviest guy there. I'm not calling myself fat, but I mean, I was still like, I was
No,
flooring
you're a
it.
very muscular gentleman, sir.
I was, yeah, I was flooring it, and it was like, meow, meow. I was like, damn it. Oh well.
No, and I think the best part was that we were actually able to take the time to enjoy our cousins,
Typical
um
Mexican style. We all roll up, we jump out of the truck and just
no,
go.
no. I mean, we got to enjoy their company, and I guess you can call it a rare thing, because it's few and far between the time that we actually go and visit and actually have time to spend with them. So it was a nice change of pace. We got to see grandma before she passed away. We got to
This
see
November
family,
1st was her
cousins.
anniversary, I think, right? 2 year, 1 year, 1 or 2 years, I
Yes,
think.
I
Yeah.
do. No, are you sure it was November? Wasn't it October?
No, November. Yeah, it was November 1st.
Was it November 1st?
Yeah.
Because I remember that I was there in September. She was still good. And I don't mean to make the podcast a sad story or whatnot. I just remember vividly going and being at the hospital with her and taking the time to be with her as long as I could, and just talking to her and having a nice conversation. And honestly, she the way I saw her, she kind of perked up. She was a lot happier. It looked like she was recouping nicely. As far as the doctors could tell, she was like they told us, oh, it looks like you know the slip and fall that she had was bad, but she looks like she's gonna be able to recuperate. And we were very hopeful. Like any family, we were very
Yeah.
hopeful.
Yeah. And that was like, it felt like too close. I mean, it was my family. And then it was like, no, not the same way as my mom's mom. Like
Yeah,
literally almost
well,
a fall.
I,
That's what
I
takes
guess
people of older ages.
yeah, no, it's like I guess because we live here and you know it's a little different. You know how grandpa and grandma are down there. Most of our relatives are down there in Mexico. So the time we get to spend with them you know, isn't much. And when we
And
do
it's
go down
precious for
there,
us.
well, obviously, yeah, absolutely. But I think also it's like those are the moments that when you actually go and spend with them, the time with them, uh, I guess you can say it's. I guess we're used to the mentality of quantity over quality to a certain degree, and sometimes we're very much of the quality over quantity aspect in our minds, and we have to like balance that out. And when we go over there, we try to do both at the same time. At least for me, trying to spend as much time as with the family as much as I can.
Yeah.
Obviously, with both sides, our moms and our dads
Yes.
side of the family, and but make every minute count or every moment count and make it enjoyable. The in such a way we can cherish them as people, as individuals, as family, and no one's perfect. I wish I could spend more time down there with family, but obviously I have obligations and
You're an
situations
adult
I have
and
to
you got to
handle.
take care of business. Business.
Right, and I understand that they're adults, they have children. For the most part, most of our cousins are older than us and have responsibilities now, is their children, their businesses, or where they work. And when they have the free time or the opportunity to spend time with us, when we go out there and visit them, it's always a great time. And that's why when you reminded me about the go-karts, oh man, it brought back great memories of just having fun with the family, taking the time to chill with them and, just spend time and have a blast with them. That was a great, great time, I must say.
I personally like just that entire trip for me was an entire, not an ordeal, just memorable now in hindsight. But in the moment, I was nervous because it was the first time I ever flew alone, right? Anywhere. And I
Okay.
graduated high school. I left. Shenanigans just to get to Mexico, and then shenanigans in
Oh man.
Mexico City, and then
Right, right.
out to the hometown. And from there, I was like, okay. I left the hometown in 2007 and came over here. Graduated high school and went over 3 years basically. Went to the
Okay.
hometown and stayed there like for a month and a half before college. Basically, my my gap year, my gap month, and
I hear
just
you, buddy.
chilled over there. And I felt like, okay, just in those 3 years, I feel like things changed.
Yeah, no, definitely. A lot changes. Again, like I was saying, 2018, I went to Mexico, spent time over there. We got to spend time with grandma, got to spend time with the fam, got to eat a lot of food and do a lot of things that, made that trip very memorable for me. And then 2019, April, um, I went to Japan with Edgar.
You
So
were
my brother,
hustling. You were hustling for
dude,
a
dude,
while.
no, the plan was for this year to go to Europe, but unfortunately COVID happened and I wasn't able to go and I had to, postpone a lot of my
Buckle down and
yeah, a lot of the
hold
trips
up.
that I
Yeah,
had in mind. Yeah, but I mean, obviously, you know, eh, I guess the good thing about the situation, you trying to look for the positives and the negatives in the negative situations that we have right now. Right now is my time to, I guess, absorb as much information as I can on places that I want to go, customs. And it's helpful that right now I can actually save some money in order for me to actually, go with Edgar to Europe and stuff like that.
And hustle in your other businesses even more. That's, out of personal experience, what I've observed. Man, you are hustling.
Yeah. I'm trying my best right now, brother. It's not easy. And I can imagine a lot of our listeners are in that same spot right now where things are a little shaky, either at their place of business or where they're working at the moment. And all I can say, chin up, guys. You can do it.
Like the British say, right?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying you're a valuable individual. There's some sort of value you can provide to another individual. And I think that in order for them to be more productive, a little bit of self-analyzation, I guess you can call it, or reflection maybe.
Retrospective,
and,
yes.
Yeah. And, look for the kinks in your way of life. And if you can improve on those, that's a great first step in order for you to, go on to the next thing in your life where you can, potentially make it profitable for yourself and you can get yourself in that, from point A to point B where you can actually do something that you actually like to do, whether that be in a new job, a new business for you, or if you are looking forward to your next travels this coming year, if hopefully COVID gets handled in whatever way, doctors and scientists are looking for the solution, to get that under control. We're hopeful, at least I am as a human being. I'm hopeful that things will pan out and hopefully we'll be able to make those trips. And like we were talking about last podcast with our cousin Monse,
I'm still waiting,
Yeah.
I'm still waiting. I haven't forgotten.
No, but I think at this point, what I'm going to start trying to do is figure out time, a place, and location, and how much money wise it would cost for all of us to go as a team, to Japan as a little getaway. Yeah. So
yes,
hopefully,
yes.
And again, I'm thinking around like the same time I went last time with my brother, like around April. So that would probably be the move. April, because it's cherry blossom season. It's really beautiful. It's not too cold, not too hot. There's a lot of things to do out there during the springtime, and if we all collectively, get our agendas situated together and handled, we can potentially, go out for, I don't know, maybe a week or two. That would be awesome.
Yes. And,
so obviously, Josue hopefully is will have the time to actually do it. I would hope that you had the time.
Yeah,
right.
No, we gotta hustle, but still, have objectives, plans. It's a mental thing that helps us continue on.
Right. It's those, I guess you can say, short-term goals that you want to set for yourself, where you can actually celebrate in that way, where it's like, all right, from now till April, we'll have to, hustle hard, do what we need to do to get, everything not perfect, because nothing will be perfect. But as to get to a place where we feel comfortable,
Yes. Whatever helps you get out of bed, like may that be, I want to watch anime, or I want to have a good plate on my table, like something even small like that helps.
Right.
AKA food.
Yeah, just put those little short-term goals ahead of you and say, what can I do in order for me to provide this for myself, and hopefully Monse and Elaine can actually come through with us
I'm
when we go.
Keeping them in the loop, like, hey, how's everything? Everything okay?
Right. So that's like one of those things that we can look forward to. Hopefully by next year, if again, if traveling is possible for next year, if the borders actually open up a little bit more, if COVID isn't as crazy as it is this year, or if there's an actual solution to the problem of COVID.
Unfortunately, like I feel like this is I should I've been having them shower thoughts, and I feel
Okay.
like, and it just makes you not being locked up like at home, just having those shower thoughts. It's those crazy ideas. This podcast was a shower thought. Me proposing you guys, if you guys wanted to join, was a shower thought. Like anything that helps you move forward in your dreams, objectives. What else? Financial, personal, food, entertainment goals. Any goal is good for your mind to keep wanting to move forward, and
Yeah,
trying
keeping
to
preoccupied, keeping
preoccupied.
busy. Right, right. It's a good thing. Keeping busy is not a bad thing. Obviously, anything in an extreme is bad, but hopefully, having those short term goals is something that would help you push forward for something better, in the near future.
Yes. And
Um,
now I feel like that's a good.
wait,
Yes.
wait. I was gonna say, bro, do you still have flautas? Yo, I'm hungry.
No, they were destroyed from and as a. We didn't even have leftover. No, did we? I think we
Well,
had
it was
some
only the
left.
salsa.
The salsa.
Typical
We had the
Mexicans.
salsa. Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't want to generalize, but as a person that you're my family. Usually with the salsa, and I don't know if you've done this before. If you make a good amount of salsa, usually the next day you're able to make chalupas.
It goes
So-
on anything for us, like eggs, a sand. No, not a sandwich. Anything like basically eggs, bread, and maybe ham or turkey, bacon. Salsa instead of ketchup.
Okay. Right. Yeah, no, like at home, if like say I make salsa or like at my
I want to
parents'
taste
crib.
your salsa, and if I hope that doesn't come out as an innuendo, but I want to taste your salsa.
No, yeah, like I don't think there's anything weird about that. Obviously, I can never replicate or get to the standard of my mom or abuelita or anything like that. But in the sense of like I'm hungry, I'm gonna make something delicious or something like that. I'll try my darnest to get to that point.
Yep.
So I was gonna also tell you, I think for I mean these few days, like I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I've been, I guess you can say, busy to the point where it's like, oh man, I can't find the time to make something proper. So yeah, you can say that again, my guy. What's it? Thank you. But what's it called? I think the closest thing to a meal that I've gone out to eat, and I've ordered food. So I mean, I think the closest. Sorry about that.
You good.
I guess for the I guess for the places that I've gone out to eat, I don't want to sound repetitive, but I've gone to a couple of fast food places, and another place that I frequented with my brother, and as an ode to Japan, I guess you can say, is this place in, I want to say it's about a couple miles out of where we live, and it's a Japanese ramen spot.
I think I just heard Aggie saying in Eastchester.
Yeah, bro. He's around. He's around.
He's like a ninja.
Yeah, bro. So in Eastchester, there's this ramen spot that we went to, and it's really good. I had ramen. My brother had the, what was it? The katsu curry. I believe it was like chicken katsu curry.
Okay.
And it was really good. It was slamming. It was
Nice.
slamming, and it's somewhere I would like to take you and Josue to go get a bite to eat whenever you guys are free. You know.
Nice.
Yes,
Definitely,
please.
definitely. So on top of that, basically, those are the few places that I've gone out and we've been eating and stuff like that. So
Nut.
They sound awesome.
yeah, bro. So I guess the other place I've gone not too long ago was Shake Shack, I believe. Yeah, Shake Shack. Had their spicy chicken sandwich, really good. And
Question: do you think
yes.
there is there spicy chicken blah, 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 blah. Is there
Yes,
spicy?
yes.
Is there spicy chicken chicken sandwich? Is it like flaking spicy or like fried spicy?
Well, the thing is with their spice, they have 3 levels apparently, and this
Okay.
was all off the app. So it basically asks you if you want hot, very hot, I believe, and then the other one is like fire hot or something like that. And well, what's funny is that
Fuego.
yeah, basically like, and I usually order like the regular just because, or the mild. I'm sorry. Just because like I don't care too much about their intensity of spiciness, just because it's like sometimes it just feels like it's too much condiment on the actual food, or too much over seasoning of the food, and it upsets my stomach. So I try not to ask for anything crazy, as far as like, especially with the fast food places, unless I know that they're actually giving you like more of made in-house natural type of ingredients.
Okay. Like you're more like you don't want to burn your mouth. Like that's like a niche on its own. Like this fuego
Yeah.
fireness of it, but you want the flavor,
Right.
the full experience.
Me personally, I like to taste my food and not just like scorch my palate and have like a bunch of capsaicin for flavoring.
I have a
Like,
question.
to me-
What are the
Yeah.
flavor profiles? What are the types? Like spicy, sweet.
Well, actually, spicy is more of a pain receptor in your
I
your
didn't
mouth.
know.
Yeah,
See?
yeah. It's not even a flavor. It's more of a pain receptor. But I mean, as far as like flavoring goes, you have your sweet, your sour, your salty. And I tend to forget these because I'm out
Was
of
this
practice with
was
that
this
one.
in class in your class for culinary school?
They brush over it, they gloss over it a little bit, but they don't go really into detail. For the most part, that's more of like, read your textbook
Okay.
and memorize it. But yeah, I mean, sweet, sour, and like savory.
I imagine
those, like-
the spicy one is sadistic.
No, it's like I said before. It's more of a pain receptor. It's actually a pain receptor, not a actual flavor.
Not a
And-
blendes in character.
Yeah. No, and it's curious to some people, I guess, where they're like, "Oh, that's so spicy." Like, yeah, it's spicy, but that's because it's a pain receptor in your actual.
You're on
palate
pain,
in your
my guy.
Yeah, and a lot of people like that type of sensation, so they go for it.
Sadistic
Often.
much?
Yeah, I guess you can say that. But I mean, besides the sweet, the savory, the tangier stuff like that, I mean, you can play around with these actual flavor profiles to get something that you like, and no two palates are the same. But
It's art in your mouth.
right, I guess you can say the Japanese equivalent of everything harmoniously coming together is umame. So
Really?
so
Okay.
for a complete dish, you can say for a lot of dishes, especially in Japan, when you have like a complete dish that integrates all these flavors and stuff like that, they use the word of umami. So what can I say? There's, I guess, for us, at least in Mexican cuisine, it it's varied because no two places in Mexico are the same. Obviously, I guess you can say for Mexico, you have not only not only do you have northern Mexico or southern Mexico, you have the Pacific Ocean on one side, you have the Atlantic Ocean on another side. You have different terrain, different locations in Mexico where it's a lot more arid or a lot more humid, a lot more nice weather. So the food really is dictated by the location where you come from. So those are like things or yeah, I guess you can say like characteristics of the country where you're subject to whatever is in season, and it's really nice. At least for me, I really enjoy and appreciate all those like intricacies because it makes food fun and it makes it a lot more exciting. At least for me.
You know what I think about that? Not just like
Yes,
a proof
please
of
tell me.
how our cultures have globalized and our different abilities to get like an onion. Or naturally, the onion didn't exist in this continent, or garlic by that matter. But because of, I'm not saying good or bad, I'm just saying globalization, we are able to taste different foods. Japan, Chinese, not the market one, but still Mexican, obviously.
Right.
And it's just a wonderful thing in that sense that we get to taste me as a human being, get to taste something that I probably wouldn't have ever thought about crossing the Pacific Ocean or the Atlantic Ocean to get a good pasta or some good ramen, or go
Right.
south or north for what's that the Canadian French fries.
Oh, poutine.
Yeah, poutine. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah,
Yes.
that's just,
Yeah,
it's
no,
a
I
beautiful
mean,
world in that sense.
Yeah. To that extent, globalization does facilitate a lot of, or has facilitated a lot of creation of dishes, and that's a good thing. Like
It's a
that's not a
beautiful
bad
thing.
thing. That's an absolute beautiful thing, and it just goes to show you that uh, these beautiful dishes that are made, it just tells a story, and you can really appreciate that a lot more when it comes to knowing the actual chef uh, that puts that plate of food in front of you, and you get to experience what that person has gone through to get to the point where he or she has gotten, and it's all on that plate.
It's
It's
it's art, and it's proof of how the world is during that time. Like, you can get stuff that you wouldn't be able to find normally or in season. So
right. I mean, that
Uh,
also brings
yes.
another I guess you can say, element to the actual plate, where uh, different people do things in different ways because of what they're dealt with. You have to make do with what you have.
mole
And right. And not just mole, like
or
you can
curry.
even, or you can just go out of your way. Well, not out of your way, but you can go to the block right now where you live, and you're probably using what you have on hand. And you might say, well, I'm in the mood for Thai food, or I'm in the mood for Indian food, or I'm in the mood for British food, or Brazilian
Italian food or
or
Brazilian. Yeah,
Italian. Right. So each culture brings something to the table, and you have to make do with what you have in the location you're located. A lot of people, immigrate to the United States, and not every single ingredient that you used to have in the motherland is located here. You might have something similar, or you might have something that is, instead of fresh, is probably canned or dried
or bagged.
uh,
Yeah,
or bagged. So it really changes the flavor profile of the actual final dish. So I mean, it goes to show you might have to make do and alterations to that actual recipe in order for you to get something that you like. So it really becomes a very whimsical type of a thing, or intricate type of dish at the end of the day, because you make do with what you have. And again, that's all a part of the story of where that person has gone through, or even the recipe that was passed down from generations, or from grandma, grandpa, or whatever the case
I
is.
feel like that's up there with martial arts because it's an art. martial and food are arts.
Well, yeah, every art has its I guess you can say its beauty and its history and all that that pertains to art. But again, I think because cooking is something that you get to experience with almost all your senses. I think it's one of the most complete arts that you can actually have or be able to participate in. You get to use almost all of your five senses: your sight, your smell, your hearing, your taste.
Especially the taste.
Absolutely. So I think to that degree, it's one of the more complete art forms that you could actually participate and enjoy with other people, and it's
Nut.
and it's a really beautiful thing. Like I said, but yeah, man. I mean, I want to let's switch it up because I would love to keep going, but I know we're probably going to be short on time to a certain degree. At least for me, because I would probably have to get off in a little bit
Oh,
and call it.
so
Yeah. So
let's
let's get to our next segment, which is
anime.
yes. And again, we have to figure out a new type of sound bite for that one, bro.
It's in the works.
Yes, definitely in the works. If you out there, listeners, please you have some sort of input for that, please let us know in our show notes. Please get at us, tweet at us, email us, something.
Yeah,
We'll
yes,
definitely
please.
respond to you.
And
we
all
do
you
wanna hear your
listeners out
feedback.
there, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for listening. Appreciate it. All right, so moving on to the anime section. So Marcos, my question to you is: have you watched any anime lately, or have you been too busy to watch? Or is there any shows that you have, queued up that I'm ready for, to stack it up and watch it once, I have a good amount of episodes to watch?
I've been I have 3, I want to say, 2 are the usual for this season and one is from 2014. Like, just put it that
Okay.
way. The 2014 one? No, the 2020 ones. A railgun, a certain scientific railgun. I've been, faithful to it and keeping up with a weekly episode. I feel like there's like arcs within this season, and you can just keep following it and not be like, I want the next one. I want the next one. It's nice. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not addicting in that way.
Yes.
And then there's the Misfit of Demon Academy. I have to hold myself. I jumped a little bit subbed, and then I'm like, no, I should hold back and watch the dub. Now I want to go forward even more. I have to fight for that one because I want to.
What do you think about the Misfit?
I like it. It's a solid. I want to say right now with the fields and everything that I'm watching it, a solid 8.5.
Okay.
I want to say 8.5.
Okay.
And then there's one that I binged. I just I need to know. Richard told me to watch this one, Fan Man, and hopefully we'll have him as a guest later on in the future. And Animal, another guy that I know from my youth in high school. It's Akame ga Kill.
Okay.
I finished it, and I was like, I feel like it's I feel like a B-roll, like 8. They try to put in a lot, and they didn't particularly go too deep into the harem itself because it's a harem anime, a shonen anime, and then a political anime all in one thing. Remember? Did you watch Akame ga Kill?
I watched it, and I mean, I didn't see too much of the harem aspect of it, personally. But I mean, I get what you're saying with they try to do too much, and I feel like the writer kind of lost their mind a little bit and started killing off everyone. So that to me was a little bit jarring, to say the least. And I mean, yeah, I finished it because it was so jarring, and because I think the overkill on killing all the characters. Excuse the pun. It kind of
Mhm.
made me think, maybe not the best. I would probably give it like maybe a 4 or 5.
With current experience, but hot off the 2014 plate though.
Yeah, when I saw it and I
Oh.
finished it, I legit said it went like in my head, the way it started off and progressed, it started to look like a 7 or 8, but
Yes, I
excuse me,
agree.
at 8 or 9. But then once you started seeing that the writer was just killing off everyone, to me it kind of felt like, ugh, why?
Salutations, Marcos here. This is a message to all the listeners out there. There are links in the show notes for our Twitter, email, and even show notes. Any questions or ideas for the podcast can be sent via these links. Now, back to our regularly scheduled podcast. And
Why
it's-
there was still so much. I mean, I get it. Killing of one of the main characters is probably necessary in order for there to be, for the main character to actually grow as a protagonist. But
and
I
Loki, who
think-
do you think was the main character at the end of the entire series?
well, obviously it was Akame.
Yep.
Obviously that I guess people kind of lost the train of thought because they thought, what's the person Tatsumi? I think it
Tatsumi,
was?
yeah.
Tatsumi, right? Because you're stuck in that perspective of Tatsumi through his lens, you would swear that the story was probably Tatsumi's.
The beginning episode,
eh,
yeah.
Well, throughout the whole series, it was basically Tatsumi. Like he's in the driver's seat. You're looking at everything through his lens. You're looking at the political, the unfairness, the
How they explain everything to him.
right, the world view. The
Yes,
world view
yes.
was through his lens, and how unfair and
And that
crazy
felt
it was.
shonen in a way, like his growth as an individual. Personally,
Right,
to me.
there was a goal. He needed to do something to get to that certain goal. The obstacles were great, but the death was even greater. So it to me, it was like it had the potential to be, a great anime, a great story. I haven't read the manga, so I wouldn't be
It's probably better, right? A lot of people are going to say read the manga. And I agree
Right.
to a point.
right.
Like with
The manga
Journey to
was
the
probably-
West, all those things, yes.
Yeah, a lot of the time the source material is always better. But
World War
again,
Z.
because we tend to watch it in anime form or animated, we gravitate towards obviously the beautiful drawing, the colors, the sound,
The moving
um,
pictures.
right, the voice actors, the actual music that goes along with the actual anime to fill in those blanks that reading doesn't do for you. I mean, you would have thought, oh wow, this is going to be a great story, and off the bat you're put in a situation where you're looking through the lens of the worldview through Tatsumi and not Akame, and the story or the actual title of the anime and manga is Akame got killed. So right then and there you're kind of like misled a little bit. And then once you get to the point where the writer starts killing off everyone, including Tatsumi, you end up in that kind of weird, awkward situation where you're like, okay, I know very little about Akame. I have no real connection to this, main character, but she's the main character, and you're like, okay, it's a little frustrating. It's a little weird,
It
I
is,
guess,
yeah,
to a certain
it
degree.
is.
You're like, okay, everybody that you have put in front of me to make these connections and be a little bit emotionally invested into each of these characters got one off, and not even off screen, on
Not
screen.
one off, got hard off, like not in one
Mm.
shot.
Well, I mean, you can say they struggled
Yeah.
and they fought, and yes, each of their deaths were, I guess you can say, meant something, obviously to Tatsumi, but you kind of get frustrated, like, my goodness, really? You're gonna kill this character? Okay, maybe one or two get killed, you understand that's for the the character's growth.
Yeah,
But
even like when he got his
Tatsumi
weapon.
isn't the right, but even then, Tatsumi isn't the main character. Akame is. So it just goes to show you that the perspective of who the person is or the lens that you're looking through isn't the person that or is the main character of the actual story. He's just a side character, and you're just simply looking through his lens through this story. And it gets to the point where he even dies, and then you're left with
Even Wave
Akame.
was better. Like, remember that point? Wait, you're just going to die if you do this, and he goes in.
Bro, I mean, what can I say? Like, all the characters were, I think, very memorable to a certain degree.
Even the scissor
They're-
girl.
Right. I don't even know their name, and I'm calling them memorable, but I think those are like those little characteristics about them that made them memorable, even though I don't know their name. But I
And
mean,
that's a good
again,
way to remember them. You don't remember their name. You just like, it's like Batman. You know who Batman is.
Bruce Wayne, yeah, of course.
Oh,
No.
Mhm.
No, but what I'm saying is that you sort of try to piece together the story, even though it's going off the rails because the writer is killing off everyone. But you get to the point where they kill off the person that you're looking through the lens through, which is Tatsumi, and you kind of get left in the dark where it's
I'm
like,
like,
all right, now
what?
now you're basically looking like over the whole story, and now looking through kind of like through the lens of Akame to a certain degree, and then you're kind of like at a loss of words and a loss of like attention because you're like, I don't know this person very well. And yeah, you might be intrigued enough to try to look for or grasp at straws at this point of let me try to make a connection with this person so I don't lose I guess you can say interest in the story. But I mean, for a lot of people at that point, they were like, I give up. This is terrible. Well, what happened? Who messed it up? Who gave the decision or made the decision to kill everybody off? So a lot of people felt that way. A lot of people, and I've talked to a couple of friends before that just were kind of like pissed off, like, yo, the story was good, and then they killed everybody off. That sucks. Now I don't want to watch it. And I'm like, okay, everybody has their opinion, and people, again, talking to some of the same people again with the anime called Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. I don't know if you guys
I have, yeah.
You or our listeners have watched it. Again, it gets to a point where you legit think at one point they're gonna kill off the main character, and you're like, okay, or at least one of the main characters, and you're like, okay, this sucks now. Or is it gonna be like Akame got killed? And
was there like a meme going on with that?
I don't know. I just remember that I saw the whole thing from start to finish, and I enjoyed it.
Cabaneri?
Cabaneri, yeah, of the Iron Fortress. And because it were, I believe it was the creators of Attack on Titan, if I'm not mistaken. It had very much a very similar aesthetic. The story I thought was really good. It wasn't, a solid 10, but there was a lot of, not a lot, but there was a couple of holes that I thought that needed to be addressed, like, questions that needed to be addressed. But overall, I thought it was a solid story. I thought the characters were, at least visually, very appealing, very nice. I thought the art form or the way they were depicted, was, really nice. I enjoyed it. I didn't have trouble like saying, oh, I don't want to see this. No, it was a joy for me to watch from start to finish. There was enough mystery. There's enough drama. There's enough, action and enough of storyline to actually keep me there and watch the story from start to end without having any issues of like saying, oh, I need to take a break. I don't want to watch this anymore. But, that was me. At least for me, I thought that was a good story and a good anime. But again,
Yeah.
I spoke to I spoke to a couple of people, and they kind of got a little worried that they were going to kill off one of the main characters, and it was going to make the story suck. So I was like, no, no, no. After I watched the whole thing, I was like, no, please continue with it. It nothing crazy is going to happen in the sense of you're going to feel pissed off at the fact that people get one-offed or or killed or something. It's not going to be like a Kame ga Kill, basically.
In general, like because of I guess my life experience watching anime, I could tell the similarities between past animes and the experience of going through Attack on Titan, like you were saying. I feel like this was in 2014 and Attack on Titan was 2013. So there was a hype for that kind of genre for Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. But for a Kame ga Kill, I felt like they wanted to do a little bit of that planning from Code Geass kind of style, but as the main and the shonen, and then a bunch of harem. But still, it was just they were trying to make everyone trying to be serious. Have you heard about this saying called bathos versus pathos? Bathos and pathos, right? Have you heard about that?
I've never heard of that. No.
Bathos means that you're trying to go serious into your conversation. May that be giving out an ethical point of view or scientific, moral, anything like that. And you go deep into those emotions that make you, like me explaining it to you right now. And and pathos is, I keep forgetting, I keep mixing those up, and bathos and pathos. Pathos, and the other one basically is that you give that serious talk, and then you sneeze or you try to give a comedic relief. And
okay.
Many critics I'd say with experience. I feel like not me yet, because I kind of appreciate the levity of a serious conversation still. But in Marvel movies, you can see that there's a serious moment, and then there's something happens that makes you laugh, like a comedic relief, removing all the stress or the importance of this scene or in this writing in the anime itself. I feel like in a Kame ga Kill, there was a lot of that, but not in a harem way. You know how the girls were trying to get the kid Tatsumi a bunch of in different ways. The beach scene, more or less, when the evil general was trying to go with Tatsumi to say I'll protect you and all those things. Then he hides from her and like, oh, where did he go? But he's hiding invisibly. Like that serious moment just got washed off, him hiding and shivering. But we kind of understand it because it's a super powerful soldier or person compared to a weakling that's Tatsumi. And for me at that, if I saw it in 2014, or me just knowing the idea of bathos versus pathos, I just can't. You know that thing that you see it and you can't see it, like when you buy a new car and you see the car everywhere. What's that saying that you're? I want to say that I get tainted or influenced just because I know that unconsciously I'm trying to look for it, and there's a comedic relief or in an important moment. And anime has a lot of those. Sometimes it hits nicely, and sometimes it doesn't. Like sometimes some Marvel movies don't do it that well, and it's an iconic moment. Like look to your left, watch your left in the Marvel movies, or in the there hasn't been a funny moment in Attack on Titan, so I can't say anything like that. Oh no, there was when the girl's sleeping and trying to eat the cast members because of the meat. But still, anyways, I digress. I feel like I've been because of my current age.
Well, I'm trying to wrap my mind around what you're trying to say, and I think I have a pretty good understanding of what you're saying, and I would agree with you. There's certain things that and we've I think spoken about these things before, where there's the cliches, and then there's the comedic relief, and then obviously it all has to tie in nicely with the actual story. And even the world building, and even through the character development of any of the characters, even if it's a side character or the main character, which progress the story. And I guess like you're trying to say, there has to be that. I guess you could say that harmony between all those elements to make a really compelling story and make it enjoyable. And some stories do it well, and some stories don't do it as well. But and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm messing up what you were trying to explain to me.
No, you're correct. I'm looking up right now the definition, and it's bathos. It's
Bathos.
BATHOS.
Hey, hit me one more time with that.
Bathos.
Okay, excellent.
It's basically trying to explain. Let me read it. Especially in a work of literature, an effect of anticlimax created by an unintentional lapse in mood from the sublime to the trivial or ridiculous.
Okay.
And then,
Okay,
and then
yeah.
pathos is that you stay on in the bottom mood, like it's serious or sad, like Attack on Titan, like most of the time.
Right. Playing around with those two, I guess, extreme of emotions and I guess situations. Okay.
Pathos, a quality that evokes pity or sadness. Attack on Titan, or
Okay.
Akame ga Kill when one of the characters are taken away, or when anything sad happens with Full Metal Alchemist. What would you consider anything in the misfit of Demon and the Demon Academy when the little girl was going to get taken? What else?
Yeah, well, again, I think for most stories and most well, not most, but majority, maybe. No, wrong word. No, and a lot of animes that we probably watch, maybe it would be a better explanation. We see those type of elements where there's ups and high time
Ups and downs. Yeah.
ups and downs. There you go. I'm sorry.
Peaks, summits, and valleys, or ups and downs.
Yeah, ups and downs. Where your emotions kind of get put in that situation where you feel for a character or
Look at Code
you
Geass.
agree with the character. Yeah, and again, we can spout out all the names of all the animes that we've seen with those type of situations where there are highs and lows. And yeah, it makes the story work. It works not only for the progression of the story, but to entertain us, basically. And that's a good thing.
Entertain me.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I totally understand where you're coming from, man.
And I feel like there's different shows that better use this, and that's like a market for the Marvel movies that they do that, or there's a genre for the European movies and the American blockbuster movies. Jaws.
Oh
look at
yeah,
Jaws,
definitely. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, again, for the topic that we're touching upon right now, which is the anime, I think the one that you mentioned, which was Akame ga Kill, started strong. Personally, I thought it started
It
strong.
was fresh. I mean, with the death of the friends.
It got weak towards the middle, and then it just kind of fell off the rails for me.
I still
at the end.
felt
For
okay
me.
when he got his Imperial arms. That guy's basically a JoJo reference, right? The guy that that died to give him his Imperial arms. He was
Yeah,
a
yeah, I
walking
know what you're talking
JoJo
about.
reference.
Well, yeah, he kind of he gave off that there was an air about him. He gave off that feeling.
And then there's the Scissor Girl. I mean, she even said it herself. She was an airhead.
Right. Yeah,
But I
no,
still like her,
definitely.
the drawings, there must have been so many wallpaper arts from each one. Leone, or whatever her name, Taiga Leone,
Yeah.
was most likely there were a lot of wallpapers. And don't get me started with the dojins.
I have no idea, bro, about like the dojins about any of
Neither
these
do I.
characters.
Neither do I.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, I mean that was a good series that you brought up to speak about. Sorry. Um, is there another anime that you have in mind that you're gonna watch or are currently watching at the moment?
Since this podcast started, I've been trying to get back to GTO like here and there, and I can't put myself to finish it, even though it's a late '90s, early 2000s anime. And I still don't say it's a bad anime. It's just that it makes me cry.
Interesting. Which one is this again? GTO?
Great Teacher Onizuka.
Okay. Okay. So you haven't finished watching it.
Since basically the beginning of this podcast, the series Life Tech and Sundry, I've
How-
been saying snippets here and there that I've been watching each episode bit by bit.
Right.
I think it has more than one season, like 100 episodes.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong easily, but I feel like it's 100 episodes like in Naruto.
Interesting. Okay. I've never seen it, so I wouldn't be able to help you with that reference of information. But I mean that if you're enjoying it, that's a good thing.
Yes, I'm stacking it. It's been gone. It's been done for so many years, and I'm still stacking it.
Oh my. Are you gonna try to finish it up anytime soon?
Not right now. Like, it's a super slow burn for me on that one. It's not that I lost interest; it's that I get distracted, and once, I'm like, I want to watch another one, and I go in again. But right now it's just I don't feel it pulled to it. It's also with Ranma one half. I went all through 3 seasons without a problem, but it has more seasons, and it gets awkward. That one I can tell you, Ranma one half kind of lost me my interest after during halfway through season 3. I'm like, they changed the voice actor for the main character. I'm like, but still, I'm like, okay, I'll give it an opportunity. And I
Did they switched up the voice actor?
I think it's 6 or 7 seasons again with that one, and through season 3 they change them.
In the English, right? In
The dub, yes.
Okay.
And
That's
I gave it
interesting.
I give it more opportunities to continue watching, but still it's like, I feel like I don't lose track of what I'm watching because it's not a series like a serialized. Like it's just like your weekend Saturday cartoon that it doesn't have an end goal. And
Okay.
compared to GTO, I feel like that one it's progressing to something big with this like an assassination classroom. I finished that one. Not in 20. That one came out in 2013, right? I think.
I'm not sure what the time frame was on that.
I think it was the same time frame as Attack on Titan. I also didn't watch it until later. I was busy with other things in life, and I got into it like in early 2018, and I binged it. And I was like, okay, this was the same time frame as Attack on Titan. Okay, and Attack on Titan. I'm up to date with Attack on Titan in the anime, not in the manga, because I'm not that high level yet. I haven't ascended to the manga
Right.
of anything.
Yeah, no, I guess for summer it's just a little harder for them to actually get into the actual reading of it.
But and for Great Teacher Onizuka, I mean, I feel like there's I don't know what it is. I feel like I've been spoiled by other podcasts like Fan Service. And they're like, oh, it's so good. But yeah.
No, I understand, bro. What's it called? Yeah. What can I say, man? There's a long list. There's a laundry list of a lot of the things that I want to watch, and I'm probably gonna watch sooner than later.
You know what?
Again.
All that should make both of us feel like. But at the same
No,
time, it makes
definitely.
us
Nut.
hard.
Maybe the first one. I'm on board with that one. Not so much the second one.
Nut.
That's
I
all you,
doubled
buddy.
down.
Yeah, that's all you.
Oh, okay.
Well, the thing is that I have, I guess not a crazy long list, but there just shows that I've been meaning to get on like up to date with the series, like the Black Clover series. I really want to catch up and be up to date. The One Piece I'm letting stack, just
Even though
because
it has a due
obviously,
date already.
yeah, of course.
3
Like many
years, I
things,
think.
yeah, like many times before, we've heard, I guess, or speculated when the actual, final episode or manga is going to take place. But you know, take that with a grain of salt. At least for me, those,
True that. True that.
yeah. So like things like Black Clover. What was the other one? I think I spoke about it.
You told me to a Trinity 7, and I feel like embarrassed that I haven't watched it. I've seen memes, and I haven't
Oh
seen.
yeah. Well,
Is it
Trinity Seven
dubbed?
is. I think it is. I'm not quite sure,
Oh,
but I know
yeah.
that I've watched that series like maybe once or twice,
You invited me
2 or 3 times.
You're like my student. I pass you this book of knowledge. Yes, sensei.
Well,
yes.
Well, I think a recent what's it called? A recent anime that I just finished watching was or not even the anime, the movie to culminate, to finish up the actual series, was the How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend, and that was the anime had a movie that was going to continue and finish up the actual storyline, and just completing the whole story in its totality. So I watched the movie. I thought it was an excellent movie. I encourage everyone that is listening to watch it. Watch the whole series, obviously, first, and then to finish up watching the movie. It's not dubbed, obviously. It recently came out in Japan, and but the movie was really, really good. I really enjoyed it.
What's the name
it
of it
was-
again?
How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah. I highly recommend it. And again, I finished up watching the movie last week, and I thought it was a really good movie. I was really entertained. It made me feel good about where it actually ended, and I couldn't ask for more. It was not that it was perfect, but I felt content at where it left.
Like,
And
what
how it
grade would
ended.
you give it? Like, in a scale of 1 to 10.
I would give it a 9.
Okay.
Like for me, as far as that type of genre of
what genre is
story,
it?
or it's a slice of life, and it's along the I guess you could say along the lines of it's kind of like a harem, but it's not crazy. It's like, it's not in your face. It's not like every girl is getting half naked for the main character.
Like a comic got killed. That one wasn't that strong of a harem, but I considered it a harem personally.
I guess with less of the element of people getting killed left and right.
No, I mean, yeah, just because of it being a bunch of ladies
Right.
compared to 2 or 3 dudes.
Right. Well, this one, again, this is a story of the main character wants and really, really wants to make his own game, his own sim type of game of
I feel like that's a plot for a doujin.
I don't know,
It wouldn't-
maybe.
It wouldn't surprise me though.
Right. So the main character wants to make his own, game, his own PC game, and he basically goes on the hunt at the beginning of the series to look for credible and very talented individuals that could facilitate and help him make this game. And he basically gets everything just right until obviously obstacles are put in his way.
Life
And,
happens basically.
Yeah, and then obviously ups and downs, like we were talking before, how a good story should be. And then he finds that happy medium with a lot of drama mixed in, but just enough to keep you interested in the story and rooting for either one girl or another girl or another
Ooh.
girl, and he finally makes a decision, and the movie again culminates it beautifully. It makes it just that much more special. The animation in the movie was really nice. It was really detailed. It was very, very, and I'm using very, very a lot.
What year did this show anime come out in?
I want to say it came out like about 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, or a year and a half ago. I don't remember. How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend, and then the movie just came out this year.
Okay.
So
Okay, you hear that, listeners? How to
yeah,
raise
please,
a boring, boring
Girlfriend.
girlfriend.
right. And again, that it's something that I recommend you guys watch. Marcos, if you have the opportunity, you should definitely
Movie
watch it.
and-
The series,
The series
first,
and the movie,
obviously,
yes.
and then the movie at the end.
Okay, yes.
Right.
Like, I'm seriously though, I have to get into Trinity 7. And
Oh, yeah,
then
please
the
do.
world that God only knows.
Yes.
And,
Oh, yes, definitely. Again, to Marco, to Josue's point, I'm sorry. Like anything else, it's a little jumpy in the anime, but obviously in the manga, it's a little more concise. There's actual more information when you start reading it, and it makes the story a lot more complete. Obviously, the anime I thought did a pretty good job, not great job, pretty good job of hitting the right points of the story to make the story go along and just making it intriguing enough to
into a good product, not a great product like the manga, but
Right,
still
right.
watchable.
exactly
Okay.
perfectly
You know what
said.
you and I
Marcos.
should always try to do? All three of us, the listeners, all of us right here listening, that we should make also watch what's the name of this one? The one with the robots and with the redhead and the sniper girl, Gurren Lagann.
Oh,
He-
okay.
He keeps calling it that it's trash. Have you been hearing that?
From him.
Yeah, no, not trash. Like he says like that he's ascended.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I really take it with a grain of salt. Like
Okay.
he probably doesn't like it for one or two reasons. Again, I'm not gonna beat him up about it. If he doesn't
Not
like
beat
it
him
or
up,
he
just
doesn't want to watch
pressure
it.
him.
No, I'm not even gonna peer pressure him. He doesn't want to watch it. It's like he likes shows I don't like, and not for any other reason, just because I don't have the same taste as he does, and you
Like
don't
our
have the same
palettes, yes.
taste.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we have different tastes in certain things. We might think something as cliched as when a girl
To pierce
falls
the heavens.
when a girl falls on one of the main characters and falls in such a way that you can see up her skirt. Maybe that's not my taste. Maybe that's more your taste. I
Or the
don't know.
running toast, the girl with the toast in her mouth.
Right. There's certain aspects of these cliches that maybe you like more than I do, or I like more than you do. And then obviously with Josue is a different other story because he might like something different or the same. And again, it comes down to taste and what he likes, what you like. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not gonna pressure him or beat him up about what he likes and doesn't like. That's
Well,
his
beat up-
preference.
We can't because he's far away. But pressure him.
Right,
But pressure him. We can meme on him. Remember how we were saying 5 to 10 for a while now? And he's like, in the back end, like, when we're talking, like, what are you guys talking about when he's at 5 to 10?
I
Oh.
think that was me. I don't know what 5 to 10 meant.
Oh, but
Or
then,
I didn't
then,
know.
then we got into Erased, and I said 5 to 10, no, but my boy got 15. 'Cause he
Yeah,
got-
again, I
he
didn't
got
really get the reference at
I
first.
thought you were on the boat.
No, I was off the ball. Didn't know. I was
Didn't
kind
you?
of like over there in the corner. Like I had no idea.
You were just
I-
nodding and eating the chicken wing. Mm-hmm,
I wasn't even nodding or eating chicken. I wish I was, but I truly came into the conversation. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, because you watched Dave Chappelle, you know what 5 to 10 is. But
Yeah, the Dave Chappelle part I understood. How that referenced Erased, there was no correlation. I didn't think anything of it. How
no
there was
big
some
brain,
sort of connection.
no big brain moves.
Bro, my brain was probably fried at that moment. I
Aw.
had no way of trying to make correlations of that
Okay.
nature.
So this is me explaining it. 5 to 10, the Dave Chappelle show, right? I'm not going to say what
Yes.
it's about, but for our reference, because of Erased.
For the listeners, please go watch Dave Chappelle's
Okay, yeah.
Comedy Central show when it aired on Comedy Central. It's classic.
It's classic
Great, so-
comedy. Like
Yeah.
Mencia. That guy too.
I mean, I guess not my cup of tea.
There you go. Okay, there you go. Back to the flavors, and I agree. But well, I was making my own bathos or pathos, if you will, with 5 to 10 as a reference, like my own memes. That he was in Dave Chappelle. He was referencing to jail time. For me,
Right.
it was time jumping for the main character of Erased. 5 to 10, 5 to 10. But no, my boy got 15 because at last episode he got into a coma, or second to last episode, and they gave him 15 years of a coma.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I was like, I was getting into the story with 5 to 10, and then no, my boy got 15 because he got 15 years in the coma. And you were like, yes, yes. I thought you were getting it. Damn it.
I was just kind of like agreeing, and I didn't even know
Well,
what I was
I thought
agreeing.
you
So
got
I
it.
apologize.
No, it's okay. But now you know. And I
Yes.
explained that to Josue, and he's like, I can see that. Yeah. But he doesn't know Dave Chappelle. So it's like half of a joke.
Yeah. No, I thought I thought that Josue understood and knew, and that's why you guys were agreeing.
The nuance.
But maybe the nuance, I have no idea. But yeah,
It's like me
Yeah.
saying that you're my stand, and you don't know what JoJo is, but you know what stands are.
I guess. I mean, you mean the stance they make when they shout their what's it called?
Like
Their special moves or whatever.
yeah. Like the Rolls Roller or the World.
Okay, yeah. I vaguely kind of understand where you're going with that. Yeah.
This is our ethos, our Left Hook and Sundry mythology that Alan is one of the stands.
Oh, I mean, I'll own it, but I mean, I'm just following suit with you guys as far as that goes.
Oh, okay, no, but still, yeah, but like but yeah, that I mean, I 80% of me are references of anime, and then other stuff of my personal life experience.
Yeah. I see that.
You're like, so this. Oh,
There you go, buddy.
そうですね。
there we go.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Yeah, bro. But I think let's call it, I guess. I think this is a good
I'm good with calling it right now.
yeah. Beautiful.
Josue, you've been missed, but not forgotten.
Yeah. Yes.
And hopefully,
We
other
miss you very
guests.
much. Definitely.
Thank you to all of you listeners once again. This is Left Hook and Sundry. I am Marcos Lopez signing out.
It's your boy Alan. Peace.
No.
Hi there. Thank you for tuning in to the LTS podcast. All the notes and more can be found in the description. By the way, we have a social media page where content is posted regularly. Feel free to reach out at us through there or via email. Both are found in the description. When you support the show, we have a merch store where you can buy an item that you like. If buying merch is not your thing and you just want to support the show directly, we also have links to those too, if you'd like. Thank you. Also, every comment is really appreciated. Credits in the description as well. Peace.